Hello, this is Sonic Comic World. Well, it's finally time for my very first comic book review. And what issue is it going to be? Yeah, what did you expect? I've asked people for requests, and this is the issue they came up with. Do you guys like to torture me or something? This issue still stands out to me as one of the worst issues of all time. Why? Well, take a wild fucking guess. It's hard to imagine that one single issue has pissed off so many fans of the comic. You know an issue is bad when the front cover doesn't even look promising. So Long Sally? What the hell does that mean? That doesn't sound like fun. I mean, the job of the cover of the comic is to make the customer think that it's going to be an interesting issue. But instead, it makes you want to burn it in a fire. By the way, doesn't this cover look very familiar to another certain cover for another certain comic? Damn robbers. But if you think the cover looks bad, just wait till you see what's inside. Oh, I'm sorry, we seem to be in a totally different comic now. But nope, this is Sonic the Hedgehog. On drugs. I mean, what is up with the drawings? This is more like something you see in a Looney Tunes comic. The drawings are just totally weird and cartoony. And of course, this is done by none other than John Gray, who for some reason likes turning something dark and awesome as this comic and turn it into a mockery. Okay, so the drawings are not that bad. He certainly did a good job on the backgrounds and the detail work, but the characters look nothing like the way we're usually used to. But you gotta give this guy credit. This is the very first issue of Sonic the Hedgehog that he drew for, so we weren't used to his drawing style yet. But unfortunately, some of us still aren't. Oh well. Anyway, let's check out the story. So it starts off with Sonic in the hospital getting treatment for his little injury that he got last issue. Oh, just go ahead and say the word already, Sonic. It's not like we really don't know what you're saying. So Sonic comes walking out where his family and Sally are waiting for him. They tell him to go rest up so he'll be ready for his homecoming celebration tonight. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Aw, that is so cute. How can you think this issue is bad after seeing something like that? But no, just try to ignore how wonderful it is. Believe me, nothing good will come out of it. So Sonic goes home and gets some rest, and when he wakes up, he finds out that Mutsky is talking to him. Okay. Weird. Okay, I gotta admit, that expression is pretty funny. So as it turns out, Sonic can now understand dog thanks to the alien implant that he got from the aliens in issue 127 that allows him to understand alien language. So Sonic couldn't understand Mutsky before because he didn't have an alien implant in his head? So does that mean that dogs are really aliens? Oh, of course! That makes sense. Not to mention, how come Mutsky is the only animal that hasn't evolved like all the other animals in the comic? It's not just because he's a dog or anything, I mean just look at Sleuth. So what, is Mutsky like retarded or something? Oh well, never mind. Later we see Sonic meeting up with Tails, who tells him that his parents are still alive. He then gives Tails some sort of watch thing which somehow contains a holographic message from his parents. It's actually a pretty touching moment. I'm kind of surprised that Tails took the news so well, to be honest. I mean, it's been a while since Sonic has returned to Mobius, right? And now he tells Tails that his parents are still alive? You don't think Tails would be a little pissed off at Sonic for not telling him this right away? Okay, granted, Robotnik was causing trouble again, so Sonic didn't really have time to talk to Tails, but still, I wouldn't want something like that kept from me, even for a minute. But, moving on. Now it's party time in Knothole, as everyone comes out to enjoy the homecoming celebration. And I do mean everyone. I've even heard that there are characters from Fleetway's Sonic the Comic in this crowd as well. Now, granted, I've never read any of Fleetway's comics, so I don't know who any of these characters are, but that is definitely strange, alright. Do you think Fleetway gave permission for Archie to use some of their characters in this issue? If they didn't, then I'm surprised there hasn't been any lawsuits up the ass. Anyway, King Max then comes over to officially welcome back Sonic, who, for some reason, doesn't have ears anymore. Seriously, Sonic has no ears. What the hell? Did they just forget to draw them in or something? How could they have missed something like that? Next, King Max gives this stupid speech telling the people that he and the Queen will be touring the world in hopes to stronger their forces against Robotnik. By the way, the Tails doll cameo here is pretty funny. And while they're away, Sally will be taking over as acting ruler. Seriously, the Tails doll is in the crowd. I'm surprised no one has run away in fear from that fucking doll. What the hell is it doing there anyway? Did someone bring it with them? Does it have a mind of its own, or what? Creepy. Next, Mina comes in to welcome back Sonic as well. Hee hee, Sally is jealous. Well, actually, there is no reason to get jealous anymore because Mina now has a boyfriend named Ash. No, not that Ash. This Ash. A complete jerk if I ever saw one. Seriously, this guy is a total douche. Come on, Mina, you deserve someone a lot better than him. You can't have Sonic anymore, but I'm sure there's someone else out there for you. Someone like... Tails? What the hell? That's another story. Moving on, Sally next tries to have a private word with Sonic, but Sonic decides to mingle for a while. This leads to a bunch of pointless and random conversations. Whoopee. First on the list are Knuckles and the Chaotix, who, as it turns out, are here in Knothole because Angel Island has been taken over by Dr. Robotnik. But Sonic hardly seems to hear this as he sees Tails trying to put the moves on Fiona, and he's worried that if Tails is not careful, he will have his heart broken again. Gee, does that sound familiar? Talk about a setup. You think they made issue 172 strictly for this reason? Were you guys also planning on turning a character into a complete bitch so now everyone hates her? Anyway, next comes Rotor, who has a little surprise for Sonic. Okay, now they're just toying with us. This is cruelty. This is torture. This is madness. This is... Yeah, I'm not going there. Next we see Hershey and... Jeffrey St. Fuckfarts, who Sonic congratulates just in time before they head off on their next mission, their honeymoon. Okay, seriously, what the hell, Hershey? You couldn't find anyone else in the world better than Jeffrey St. John? I mean, he's got to be the most selfish asshole I've ever seen. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't mind Hershey, but Jeffrey, you don't even want me to go there. The only good thing about this is that we don't see this stupid skunk again for a long, long, long time. That is, until now. Shit. Finally, it's Bunny. And what does Sonic do that just shows what an awesome and great friend that he is? Asks why she and Antoine are not together anymore. Nice guy. So as it turns out, the war had changed Antoine into a totally different person. A person apparently Bunny couldn't love anymore, so they broke up. I still can't understand that. Bunny would rather be with a skittish and cowardly Antoine rather than a dark and brave Antoine. I mean, geez, don't ask for much, do you, Bunny? So thanks to Antoine's newest bravery, he's going to be accompanying the king and queen so he can watch over them. Yeah, that'll work. Except for the fact that Antoine is really... Nah, I shouldn't say it. Oh, fuck it, like you don't know. Antoine is Patch. There, I said it. Bleh! So finally, after all that stupid and pointless talking, Sally finally gets to have her little chat with Sonic. What's that? You want me to stop the review right here? Really? No. Oh. Alright. God damn it. So while Sally plays as acting ruler while her parents are away, she would like Sonic to rule by her side. Sonic is a little put off at first because if he is busy acting ruler, who is going to help fight against Robotnik? Sally protests, saying that there are many people who are willing to fight against him, and if they hope to have a future together, Sonic can't go risking his life anymore. She therefore asks him to stop playing the hero and to stay with her, but Sonic, with apology, refuses. And you have to admit, Sonic does have a point, because let's face it, he is really the only one that can defeat Robotnik, and if he stops fighting now, Robotnik pretty much has already won. But unfortunately, Sally does not take his refusal lightly, as she calls Sonic selfish and slaps him in the face. Let the angry protests begin. I mean, wow. Just wow. Talk about getting slapped in the face. Literally, this is one of the most horrible things I've ever seen in this comic book series. Just look at it. This sums up the whole issue right there. This image is so famous that it's no wonder that this issue got the nickname The Slap. You cannot find any other slap in this comic that is as horrible as this. Okay, that one's bad too, but this one takes the shit cake. So after that horrible image that will be forever implanted in my brain, Sonic starts to get pissed off, yelling about how he can be selfish when he sacrificed his own life to save the planet. Sally, who suddenly goes dark side on us, says when she thought Sonic was dead it broke her heart and she refuses to have her heart broken again. Well, for someone who doesn't want their heart broken again, she's doing a really good job to try and make it happen. Then Sally, who literally seems to be drowning in tears, gives Sonic a choice, either being with her or fighting Robotnik. But Sonic, for some reason, doesn't answer, which leaves Sally to run away crying, and it ends with Sally basically breaking up the relationship and saying Robotnik can have Sonic all to himself. Yeah, I'm not kidding. It ends like that. I'm serious. Yeah, so I'm just going to say what everyone else is thinking right now. What the fuck? Where do I even begin with this? First of all, fans like me have been waiting years for Sonic and Sally to become a couple, and then finally, when our wishes were granted in issue 123, they were shattered just 11 issues later. So let me ask this. What was the point of bringing them together in the first place if you were just gonna break them up 11 issues later? That makes no fucking sense! What were you thinking? I would have preferred if you didn't bring them together. At least then we wouldn't have to go through this crap. Second, if they had to break up, couldn't they do it a little more, pleasantly? Like, how about having a private conversation with just the two of them, saying that because of the war, now is not the time for relationships, and that they should just stay friends and focus on defeating Robotnik first. But no, they had to break it off with a slap, shouting, crying, and in front of everyone watching them. Can this get any more uncomfortable or unpleasant? And third, I just can't believe they would do something like this. They took one of the cutest and most famous couples in this comic and destroyed it with one fell swoop. It was unacceptable, it was unnatural, and overall, it was just completely unnecessary. Did they create this issue so they could just piss us off? Well, if that was the case, then good job, guys, because you sure nailed it. Now, hopefully, you can understand why this issue was such a disappointment. Not only did they break up a famous couple, but they broke up in the most outrageous way you could think of. If it wasn't for that, this issue would have been pretty good. True, the drawings did suck, but it had a nice feel to it, and there were some funny moments in it. As for the story, it was one of those rare quiet moments for the freedom fighters, and there wasn't a lot of action going on. That might have turned off some fans, but I feel the freedom fighters deserve a break every now and then, especially with all the hell they go through. But the way they did the ending is just ridiculous. It fucking fools you into thinking that this issue might be decent, and it all blows up in your face. It's like receiving a present on your birthday only to find out that there's a bomb inside. Never before has an issue from the Sonic comics caused so much outrage among fans, and it still stands out as one of the worst issues of all time. I give this issue a 1 out of 10. I would give it a 0, but maybe that's a little too harsh. I mean, the second story in the issue, which features the Mobius 25 Years Later saga, is at least worth the read, so I won't give it a 0. Even though that this issue has scarred me for life, thank you, Archie Comics, thank you for ruining my life. I'm Sonic Comic World, and thank you for watching. God, what a piece of horse shit. Yeah, they get back together in issue 212, I know, but I still hate it!